Hello everyone, my name is Ileana and I'm going to share with you my short story as of why I became a full-time van living or van dweller working in an urban area. So first of all, I started the whole camping thing a few years back when I got a teardrop. And that was a lot of fun, but gas money, heavy, not stealth. And I ended up selling the teardrop because of financial reasons. So I only made a trip from Florida to Arizona. And anyway, so I kind of like put it in the back of my head that I wanted to buy something like a small camper, but I have a Toyota Yaris, hatchback Toyota Yaris, and I was not going to be able to tow anything above the 600 pounds of a little teardrop. Well, I kind of put that on pause. I was going to school, and right before I graduated, I found this part-time job at a university that is 2 hours away from where I live. I am a cultural anthropologist, by the way. And so I started teaching at this university that was 2 hours away from where I lived. And I considered, well, this is a part-time position, so I'm not going to move because the area where I'm living right now has more possibilities of a full-time job. So I took the gig to teach at this university part-time, which was also giving me a good experience. I really like that. However, the commute was 2 hours. 2 hours going, 2 hours coming back on a Tuesday, for example. And then I had to do it again on a Thursday. So I started sleeping in my car. As I researched about sleeping in your vehicle, I found this amazing group of females who are sleeping in their cars, living in their cars, or just camping in their cars, in any kind of vehicle. I mean, there are some that are doing it in tiny, tiny cars, even tinier than my Yaris. But anyway, as you know, there are a lot of groups on Facebook that really help you learn a lot. So one of the things that I learned about stealth camping and sleeping in your car is, like doing the reflectics and an easy setup. Well, I'm not getting any younger, right? So it was a little bit hard. And I wanted to do a little bit more. I started getting this idea, okay, what am I going to do when my lease expires? I didn't want to rent again. I have a kind of like a sad story. In 2004, I purchased a house, put about $20,000 down, and then the crash of the real estate market happened in 2008. Short story, by 2010, that house foreclosed for $28,000. And it was worth like 180, something like that. 180,000, I put $20,000 down, and it foreclosed for 28,000. Very disappointing, and I said, I will never, ever get into debt like that. I mean, the only debt that I have right now, it's my student loan. And I figured, okay, I can't afford to buy anything. So my van living experience, it's not necessarily by force. I'm choosing to do this. It's almost like a form of resistance against the system that it's very oppressive. When I first arrived to Florida in 2014, I wanted to buy property, and you would still find property around $60,000, $70,000 in the rural areas near this other city where I'm staying right now, where I'm working part-time as well. So when I started contacting banks, first of all, the realtors won't even give you the time of day because it's cheap. Who wants to sell $60,000, $70,000 house? No realtor really wants it. I don't understand why. You basically, anyway, I'm not going to talk about that, but anyway, I understand they make commission, but it's like, come on. So nobody would give me the time of day when I would call. And then when I started contacting the banks, they said, oh, well, we can't really give you a loan for that small amount. So long story, the only ones that can afford to buy them are the investors, right? The investors who pay cash for the property. So if you, as an ordinary normal person like me, wants to buy property, you have to get into big debt no matter what. So I figured I'm not going to do that again. I have always been a minimalist. I don't know why. I don't care about having a lot of things. And after I came to Florida to start my PhD, I realized that I was living in a 270 square feet studio with very little things. I mean, the things that I really own are my books, my memoirs, things that my mother gave me, my photo albums, and that's it. That's the only reason why I have to haul certain things with me. It's more for sentimental value than anything else. But other than that, I don't own a lot of stuff. So going back to this group, I learned that a lot of these ladies had minivans. I mean, some very, very exceptional, like with like all this build out. Some, very beautiful without a build out. So I decided that I did not want to do a build out. And as soon as I waited about 3 months until I found Cassiel. Cassiel is the name of an angel, the angel of solitude, or the speed of God. So I got myself my 2003 Sienna, also known as Cassiel, beautiful, beautiful minivan. I waited about 3 months to make an educated purchase, I think, and then I invested a little bit of money with a mechanic who left it up to speed, up to new, 168,000 miles by now. I bought it with 165, and I know that I'm going to be able to put probably another 80,000. I am trying to move out of Florida and find a full-time job, and I want to be a van dweller for a long time and save money. So come with me to this adventure, see how I'm going to do this. I'll talk about some of my difficulties, because I'm sure I'm going to encounter some difficulties. Like right now, I'm outside of Cracker Barrel, and I'm not able to park here. I have to park behind by the Lowe's parking lot. So little things like that of, like most of you know, trying to find parking spaces and be stealth and also be safe, which is very important for everybody, but I think mostly for females. So I am going to include some pictures and of how I started and of my van, and until then I will give you a tour later on in another video, and then I'll be making little short clips of how everything is going and how I'm handling it, and what do I do about food, what do I do about storage, so I fall a little bit more on the category of full-time van living in an urban area or in a large city. Until then, adios.